Okay, so this is week 3, and I started out here with dumbbell bench, 38 reps with the 90s. I don't know why I stopped at 38. I think I had one more rep, but that almost matches last week with 40 with the 85s. Um, so at two different points this week, I felt my quad injury pop. I basically felt the muscle suffer a micro tear at two different points this week while trying to squat. So squats are going to be out for a little longer. It'll probably be another month or so before I try those again. I just rushed it back too soon. It's my fault. I suffered a partial vastus lateralis tear at Boss of Bosses, which was 4 weeks ago, and the injury's just not healed up yet. So after two micro tears this week, which really didn't set me back that much, but it's basically like it's just not ready. I'm gonna call it there and focus on bench and deadlifts for a little while till it heals up. This was block pulls. I did 2 sets of 11 here with 551. And these were not as easy as last week, but they were still pretty easy. I really like how the block pulls are going. They're moving really fast right now. Hoping this has a big carryover to my deadlift, because I've never really trained block pulls. I pulled like a double with them a long time ago, but that's pretty much it. So I'm hoping I get some nice carryover here. And these are moving really well. I used to think they were tougher, and now I don't even know anymore. I feel very strong off blocks, so that's a good sign. So this was Wednesday of last week. So this was the second day of week 3, actually. Finishing it out here. So coming up here is bench, and what happened basically was I did 5x5 with 325. It was super easy. This was my best bench day yet. And then this was on the amrap. Basically, my left pec cramped up out of nowhere, and I had to call it. So I've never had this happen, but I think it's because of the wider grip and actually benching with my lats. I used a lot more chest. So right there, my pec felt way off. I tried one more. At that point, I just racked it because my left pec was cramping so bad. I didn't want to risk it. But before that, I had hit a 5x5 with 325, and it moved way better than last week with 314. This was, I think it was 628. So I did 3 sets of 6 with 628. This was after I'd already been to the chiropractor, which I usually go to the chiropractor after I train, but I just had to train later in the evening this day. These moved well, but they felt heavy because I had my back adjusted. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, but it's definitely starting to feel heavy. Then on the last rep, I'm going to start holding the last rep at the top for not necessarily as long as I can, but I'm just going to hold it for like 10 to 20 seconds at the top on my last rep moving forward on each of the deadlift days to train grip a little more. So I'm already not using straps, but I just want to get a little extra grip work. So this was actually a set of 6 after my amrap because the amrap didn't film for whatever reason. My phone ran out of memory. So I did 5 sets of 6 with 291, and then I hit the 10 reps with 291 with the American press bar. Really liking this bar a lot. It's just a different variation. No elbow pain from any of my pressing movements right now. And this is a challenge because it's a little more of an unstable bar. So it feels good. It's something different. So this was from today. This is the start of week 4 actually. These were the pause deadlifts. I did 3 sets of 6 at 551. This was the last set. I felt really strong on these today. Grip feels better than ever. Not a whole lot to say here. Just pretty easy weight for me. But I mean, in week 1 I was at 501, so I've already made considerable progress. And I'm really trying to stay tight here. You can see that before every rep I make this little adjustment with my shoulders and my lats, rotate the elbows in, and just try to keep those arms straight to prevent bicep tears, and then also to keep my back in a better position. If you get that tighter setup off the floor, you're less likely to round at the top. So I held this one for a while. And like I said, this is the new thing I'm going to be doing. Last thing you're going to see here are barbell curls. And yes, I can assure you, nobody needed the rack. This isn't like a commercial gym where everybody's always at the rack. This is kind of our own back room, so I can do curls in the rack because no one needs the rack. I wouldn't take a rack from somebody to do curls. But 5 sets of 20 with 65 pounds helps my elbows a lot. I think it's helping with the elbow pain. But that's it, guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave your comments, check out my t-shirts, all that good stuff. I appreciate the support. I'm out.